right. Thank you very much for your attention and also being together. I think being together, it means a lot. And also this section also talking about being together. Together for what? Together for some things that we have the shared values and also resonate. Today when we invite the speakers, the panelists, I actually know them individually and they make a huge impact in my work. In the youth empowerment. So I pass the mic to them to introduce themselves, their name, their background, and also how they see in the multi-stakeholder partnership, and I will do the interventions. And maybe we start with Mr. Silant. Let's welcome Mr. Silant from the International Youth Center, the Deputy Director of International Youth Center.
Hello everyone, very good evening. Hello. So you all been here since morning, so I know you all get tired. So let's cheer up, okay? So my name is Padman Silan Subramaniam. I've been working with APPGM and Zoel, I think about past 3-4 years. And I'm glad that this summit happening today in a different environment, where 2 years back, I think when Zoel initiated this idea, it's been happening in a very formal, very common summit concept, and until past 2 years, at first it was online, and then the 2 years was in International Youth Center, very much summit concept, you know, like very formal. And then today, I'm glad it been bring up to the next level, which is more youth engaged or youth-driven concepts where it's open, all that. And currently, I'm actually attached to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, International Youth Center, one of the agency, who are actually driving the championing SDG for the ministry. Today morning, I think my boss was here, Dr. Nagalendra. So, ministry, under the ministry, we are actually doing a lot of programs that affiliate to SDG. We work closely with UN agencies, and also all our program that been organized past since SDG been in place. IYC is the one driving for the ministry. So one of the programs that we annually support is the SDG Summit. And today I'm here representing the International Youth Center. I've been involved in the SDG since 2018 or 17, very much before I even attached to the organization, working on promoting climate change, peace and security, working very closely with UN on organizing events for International Day of Peace, Earth Day. We work with organizations like ZOO to even we've been deployed hundreds of youth to go to ZOO Negara to be there together with the Zoo Negara on the Earth Day to work on environmental projects and also many other things. And to come to narrow down to our topic today,
we'll go to that later. We get to know the speakers first.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Silant. I would say that he's a very, very, very humble person. You know, in order to move in this CSO, we started online, and we really don't know how to start at the time. And we approached MBM, we approached IYC, and because of their support, I feel like, hey, when I go to talk with other stakeholders, I can say, we have the support from MBM, we have the support from KBS. It gives us so much of confidence to actually connect with others. And also another thing, even you may work with a lot of governments and agencies, what makes the difference is the personality. Some people do the work because for salary, I don't know, or because they are in that positions, they do it. But thankfully that, I would say that in the collaboration with Silant, it's always like a friendship. It's always is that available? And then he will respond in a very friendly way. And therefore I also encourage that is in future there is a time that we can collaborate with others, perhaps beside of looking in the work is also the personality, what you have projected as a partner in this journey. All right, so for the next, I would like to invite another person. I think he makes a significance in my life. Because when we design how to effectively to bring the youth forward, and I'm looking for someone who can guide me. But he keep asking me question instead of guide me how to do. He's still asking me question. Ask me question. Not only me. And I ask my team question. Always want to engage with my team, and I say, not yet, not yet, not yet. But it's so thankfully that after many, many rounds, it seems that a lot of clarity of what we are doing. And also, he is, I would say, that the first private sector that my SDG have engaged in this youth development process. And therefore, let me hand over the mic to Max to a bit introduce about yourself.
All right. Thank you very much, Joe. I think it's a great privilege to meet you guys here. And hello, good afternoon, and close to good evening to all of you. My name is Max. I am actually from I heard someone just now from Sarawak. And that's where my hometown is. Anyone else that's from Kuching, Sarawak here? Hey, hello, welcome in. Okay, no, is it just for this purpose? Wow, okay, great. And I've been here come to 20 plus years, and in Carroll studies. I actually graduated in design, graphic design particularly. Okay, if you are in communication studies, you're probably related to that. But more importantly, beyond just finishing studies as a youth then, campus students, but I think something more important was what is the purpose of that particular gift of design. So since then, I work in church, I work also in a corporate field, and then started off my own company called Be Part Of, just the word Be Part Of, right? And Be Part Of is actually an impact-driven design company. What does it mean? Our goal is to help business organizations to position their business to become brands that stand for sustainability. There's an angle towards at least what is their ESG goals, what is their SDG. Even from don't know what to do, how to write the narrative, and we are there in the ways to be able to handholding that process and creating strategies for that. So the process of creating is also come from where I've been blessed with the understanding and knowledge and being the practitioners of design thinking. Now, how many of you know what design thinking is about here? Don't know, okay. Now today after Max share, it's good that you go back and studies about it. In short, design thinking is actually human-centered approach to innovation. I was talking to Jenny just now. Design thinking to many seems like, is it art related? I'm not an art student, why, design thinking? But it's actually not. It has nothing to do with arts, graphic, whatsoever. But it's purely on navigating and innovative solutions through a process, and they call it design thinking, and it has been there since 1970s. Only IDEO, one of the leading world consulting companies, popularize it. Yeah.
So with Max, I would say that design thinking have helped a lot. He is the person that opened my mind that set your directions, do the vision, and also enhance the impression. So ladies and gentlemen, are you clear with what directions that you have in your life? Whether you have something in the colors, in fonts, or in the objects that people look at it, they know about the message behind. That is the vision. And also the part number 3. After having this thing, it's actually just it is just an object if without life. But what if we put in a lot of life stories and experience in it? It will make things lively. This is what I learned from Max. Alright, okay, the next person that I really want to introduce is someone that I feel very touched in my heart because she started as a volunteer and she's now still a volunteer. But at another pathway, she's now a working adult in the private sector. And how she links her experience and also her passion in youth development and her role in the private sector. I would like to pass the mic to Yongxin.
All right, thank you, Zoel. First of all, hello everyone. Good evening. All right, my name is Yongxin, or if you want to easier remember my name, you can call me Song. It's my surname. Last thing a Song is easier to remember. All right, so actually, let me tell a story a bit how I actually get to know APPGM, get to know this Youth SDG Summit is when I was studying my degree in psychology. All right, and I think during that time is MCO period. I finished my degree in MCO period, and in 3 years of my degree, 2 years is an online study. So in that 2 years of online study, I'm actually quite lost of what I'm supposed to do because I'm just staying at home, looking at the laptop, studying online. I feel like there is no connection as there's no purpose. So until one day, my lecturer actually, introduced this volunteer in SDG Summit to me, and I was like, what is that? So let us, go and explore out, and that's where I started my journey with APPGM. I know Zoel and Phyllis from there, and yes, the first session is virtual, online via Zoom. Wow, it's a very exciting and fantastic journey. We have lots of ups and downs and hiccups, internet connection, all those things are with all the online platform. Then subsequently, the next year, okay, we come back online in 2022, and we come back to physical in 2022, and we started our first physical summit in IYC, like Mr. Cecilia mentioned, and it was a very fantastic journey that I have with APPGM and with the summit, and that's how I continue in 2023, and now I'm still a volunteer experiencing different types of summit experience and exposure, and working towards how I can bring youth development, especially in my workplace. I'm actually currently an employee, a normal employee in the private sector, especially of financial institutions. I'm just a normal employee working, having a 9 to 5 working hours and just taking salary like that. But how do I actually use my experience in the summit and also contribute to the youth development in my company as well? So that is something that I would like to share afterwards. Yep, thank you very much.
All right, looking forward to hear from you. So this is the interesting part. Every seat that we are sitting in the youth, they are going to grow in the trajectory, but we do not know where they land in their next session. They might land as maybe in the private sector, maybe in the government sectors. Some youths are sharing that, who knows that I am the next minister? They dare to say that. And we are investing in the young him or her, and you do not know where they grow. When I know Phyllis in 19 years old, he also started as a volunteer for online program. But after 3-4 years, you see how it's like. Yesterday went to RTM, today in Astro Awani, and also I think this guy have a bright future. Not so much about being famous, but it's the work that bringing impact. So I'm looking forward to listen to how the experience in the volunteers work in the private sector. And the last speaker for today is Mr. Sapar. So he is very unique encounter to APPGM SDG. I would say that currently he is an intern in APPGM SDG. What is so unique is he is the real SDG ambassador. All right, we can a lot of time we coin a lot of big words, but is this big words really brings a significance? And I think one thing I learned from Sapara is how he's really behave as what he has appointed as a SDG ambassador by the United Nations Secretary General Office. So let me pass the mic to Sapar and introduce yourself and a little bit more about your work.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sapar Tumov, and you can call me the short way Sapar. I'm from Turkmenistan. As I mentioned, I'm a young SDG ambassador for the goal number 17, Partnerships for the Goals under the United Nations Office. And I'm also a country representative to the International Youth Consultative Committee on Climate Issues under the Global Youth Office in Tashkent. So I'm currently interning at the APPGM SDG, working together with Zoel, Phyllis, and a lot of more wonderful colleagues on localizing SDGs and empowering youth of Malaysia to take action and secure support in decision-making processes and meaningful engagement. So today, now following up on what Silan, Song, and Max have said, I actually find all these topics really related to myself, because I also started as a volunteer and I've seen all this process from you can think insignificant contribution as a single event to what I have now, promoting the Sustainable Development Goals, not only in my country, but also in the region of Central Asia and now here in Malaysia. So I'm very pleased to be here today. Thank you very much for inviting.
Alright, thank you, Sapar. So you hear one keywords. If you want to look for talented youths, make them as your volunteers. From there you can source the talent. Okay, so now I will pass the floor to every one of you, 3 to 5 minutes to talk about, in your perspective, from the government agency perspective, from the private sector perspective, you are from a youth in workplace perspective, and you are a 19 years old young youth ambassador. So how do you see that the partnerships in empowering youth in acceleration of SDG? Okay, over to you. Who want to start first? You want to follow the sequence like this, or someone have the passion, you want to start first and then you can grab the mic?
I don't mind start, but I'll start with an activity.
Alright,
Just quick one, yeah?
Oh, got activities.
Just to not just to keep you awake, but you learn something from this activity, yeah? So everyone stand. Okay, it's very simple. What you need to do, or make sure you can see me, okay? You can just sit down, sorry, you can sit down, okay? Just in case the back you cannot see. Sorry, you can sit down here. Yeah, sit down, make sure you can see me, okay? Now, you see my finger, don't need to see me. Okay, what I want you to do is just follow and tell me, can you get exactly what I'm gonna do? It's a very simple thing, okay? Now I'm just gonna start. Okay, get ready, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now, I just want to see, volunteer, just put out your hand, you see whether you get it, just someone can try. Anyone? Just start up, yeah. Let me see, Joel, okay, let's see, Joel. Okay, go ahead, start again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nah, not right. Yes. No, someone want to try? Anyone want to try?
It's a track.
Yeah, just that side, maybe, yeah. No, I guarantee that you will learn something. Yeah. Let's move fast. Come on, that side, anyone from that side? Jenny, want to try? Just do it. Without any voice. At least that's a basic. Don't get it yet. What about this side? Closer to here, anyone? Oh, you want me to do it again? You pay attention? No, you want this. Okay, pay attention, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very slow already, right? Okay, go. Who wants to try? Give me someone this side. Yeah, go. I know you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good try, but wrong. Yeah. Okay, come. One, two more, yeah. Good try. Nah, but don't get it yet. Nah, not right. Okay. Just go try. Yeah. Who wants to try? Come on, the photographer. You're nearest to me. Come on. I will give you tell you why of this. Okay.
Can I try one more time?
Okay.
First,
Now even the closest can get it. Okay. You need to pay attention more. Okay. Now let's hear from Joel. Would you want to try? Get it? Let's see whether.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Correct. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Okay, you got it. Okay, can we try? Okay, one more time. You want to see one last time? If I continue, okay, make sure you get it right. Now I'm gonna get it very clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everyone try. Okay. Wait, stop. You just go 1, 2, 3, and then do it. Okay, 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. Got it. Okay, give us a round of applause. Okay. Why am I drawing this point? Okay, it's simple exercise, right? But if I were to continue going on without telling the answer, no one gets it, you probably will give up. But until someone take notice what exactly it is, and then it will continue, the excitement is there. The answer is there, don't give up. People will get it. So you got it, because it's clear, loud and clear. Now what I'm trying to say is, when partnering from corporate sector and youth, it's all about awareness. Someone from the corporates, some companies, organization, they gotta make aware of things that may not be easily captured by the younger generation, because they speak different language. You will know. Same time, for the youth, they need to make a way what's their ideal and desires to the corporates of the things that they desire the most. I mean, I'm talking about a generation of world changers. Things like climate change, inequality, fighting for that. They are the advocate for that, more than the golden era's generation. So I find that in my work with different corporate sectors, SMEs, the biggest gaps, it's always from the bosses, the leaders. They just don't know how to work with youth. They find that youth are the weird generation. You know, like literally, I heard someone said recently in my badminton game, this particular person is in a corporate. They were saying that we're trying to engage in a high salary, pay for this person, and this particular youth has so much demands. You know, talking about wages, clocking in and things. So to them, to the corporate side, this person, he said they give up already with the generation. They are waiting for the Gen Alpha to rise. Literally, I hear from the word of this person's mouth. They give up. So you see, imagine you give up on trying to identify that, what will happen? You still remain unknown. What's Max trying to do? So what I'm trying to say is awareness must be there and must be in a way human-centered enough to capture what the audience needed to be captured, be it on the corporate side or the youth side. Yeah. So at least that's to begin with.
All right, thank you, Max. So followed by Max have shared, maybe I would like to listen from Yongxin as a youth who step in the workplace.
From my side, I think I would like to talk about how powerful youth can play, not only in just driving sustainability, but also empowering each other and working with cooperation to accelerate progress towards the SDGs. I think there are 3 points that I would like to bring out. I think first thing is about we youth are the catalysts for change. All right, like what Max mentioned, we are the catalyst for change. We bring energy, we bring urgency, and we have different thinking from whatever generations that previously, and then we challenge them. We dare to challenge them. Yes, so we always ask these questions. Are these, like for example, in our company, we ask, is this product sustainable or is this product ethical? Is this the right way to do things? Can we do it another way instead? We always try to ask these bold questions. We want change. We want changes to happen. All right, and then the second thing is, I think, is how we empower youth is when we are given opportunities to lead, to mentor, and to co-create programs, it actually creates a ripple effect. So we don't just rise alone. Instead, we lift each other up together with us. So I would like to mention some opportunities that in my company, our CSR department actually have this kind of volunteer opportunities that we encourage youth to go and mentor youth. Yes, we wanted to build up youth so that we can also mentor youth, so that this youth can also subsequently impact more youth out there. So these are some of the things that our company CSR department is currently doing. And we also in our regional, I would say regional foundations, we are also empowering youth to go overseas for them to witness some of the events that is happening that is related to youth as well. Okay, so third thing is, I think we also play as a connector. Alright, we are very uniquely positioned, the youth today, because we are, first thing, globally aware. Second thing, we are digitally fluent. And third thing, we are socially engaged. We use a lot of social media right nowadays. So we can connect corporate goals to community needs, digital trends to sustainability strategies, and personal values to professional impacts. So in a sense, we are the links between generations and sectors, and we help to translate what's happening on the ground into actionable insights at the corporate level and vice versa. So when companies truly listen to young people, collaborate with us and invest in our development, it's not only just good for our youth, it's good for the business and also overall the planet as well.
Alright, thank you, Yong-Sing. So I hear this voice. Youths are there to challenge, will ask questions. And they are very loud. They just use digital to spread the thought. So now I would like to hand the mic to someone in a very crucial position, because he's here in the IYC International Youth Center, so the international points of view, and also from the government sectors, which always been criticized and always a lot of questions from the stakeholders. So, Mr. Silence, how do you see this?
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, before I entered into government, I'm an NGO person for past 20 years over. So when I involved in youth organization and doing a lot of programs and especially on SDGs, I used to look for sponsorship, partner with corporates. But when that time we have easy access, maybe I'm talking about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But that time, there's a lot of funds available. Before all these terms, ESG, SDG, all this came up. That time, corporates actually easily fund organizations, especially the youth organization, to do works. But when all these policy-driven terms have taken place, ESG, SDGs, sustainabilities, so the entire environment has changed. In fact, when I'm in government, when we start to approach corporates fund our program, we find the difficulty because even though we as a government agency, we have programs that can be delivered to the community, the people, the target youths, but what corporate is looking for is the value. Now, no more people are talking about return of investment. There are enough money to be invested in all the programs. People are looking at the value that how a partnership in between can be a government to government, business to business, a country to a country, even an organization to a corporate or government to corporate. Everyone is looking for value because when we start to initiate a project, a program, the things that we are looking into is what is the impact or outcome that can be delivered from the program. Because, example, when I approach Kazana have a very good framework of what they are actually looking forward in terms of their CSR, their corporate financial programs. They are very clear. So if we want to approach Kazana to fund our program, then we must align with what they're looking forward. So we need to have a clear idea of whether our program align with the looking for the outcome, the value they're looking forward. If you look at the Kazana's report, annual report on SDG or sustainability, they have presented that they are looking for sustainability in climate change, environmental, ESG, especially governance. So if our program doesn't deliver what they're looking forward, and forever we cannot tap into their fund. And I have experienced that when we organize events or programs that ad hoc events, like one-off events, one-day events, most of the corporate companies are not interested anymore. They're looking for long-term events which can create an impact and give a good outcome. So that is the program that they are funding. So partnership with government perspective. I will say government organizations is the enabler, should be an enabler, and being an enabler to get more organizations like youth organizations, private sectors to come in and together to drive the programs or any activity that actually can impact to the community or the people, especially the youth. Because like what Zoel has mentioned, example like Philip here today, I'm seeing him since he's been volunteer. Today he's the director of this summit. In just 2 or 3 years, last year he was in the UN, the summit for the pact. So we can see how an organization which also attached to a government, a parliamentary organizations, also a part of government agencies, and how they empower youngsters. Today I can see so many youngsters which will be future leaders. I will say they are the one actually driving the future now. It's not waiting for the future. So government always will become the enabler. For example, in IYC, we have created opportunities or services which we can actually provide to the youth organization, and then how we can actually, through the services, we can actually bring the corporates together. For example, we have tax exemptions. That is something that's very important for the corporate. But not only with the tax exemption, we can't bring the corporates to be in together, because we need to know that every corporate organizations or corporates, they have their targets, or they have their what they actually trying to deliver according to their KPI or policies, everything. So when we want to approach corporates, so they must understand whether their program actually can deliver the outcome. So when we actually do these guidelines or services for the youth organization, so we prepare the tax exemption for them. At the same time, we bring them to together partner with IYC. You come and partner with IYC, we will guide you. Example, your program related to climate change. So we can approach a lot of organizations like WWF, Shell, all these oil and gas companies to come and fund. So we know what actually they are looking forward. So we will guide this organization for them to prepare the paperwork so that we can help them to fund, to get the fund from the corporates through the tax exemption, but with the proper guidance. So that is something that what we are doing currently. At the same time, when we are talking about policy-driven projects, so we are very much know what actually the government is looking forward, especially our ministry, the youth and sports, in terms of the policy, the action plans. So we will ensure that the organizations, when they want to project a program or design a program, we will ensure that it's aligned with our policy, so that when they deliver to the community or the youths especially, it actually will provide a good outcome, or it's a measurable program which will have an impact and align with the government's policy. So that's what we are actually doing now. So I have a very good example which I can share later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Silant. I think you touched on one very important point, that sometimes people want to partners, but they do not know how to connect with one another. Especially those who are from the private sectors, who are from the government, who are from the CSO, they are in different contexts and setting. They are thinking how to connect with one another, they are guessing how the people do, and I think that is where the advantage of APPGMs here. So, and the team here, like ourselves, we have been work with government deeply. We work with 143 member of parliaments. We work with multiple ministry, and also we partners with over 947 NGO, think tank, universities, and we wish to be the bridge to bring the private sectors together. If any private sectors here, any private sectors, they're looking into the video later on, and you are seeing how to connect together with the government agencies and with the youth, with the civil society organizations. Please look for way forward. I'm doing publicity, marketing in it. All right, so I think there is a role for us to play together in this journey. All right, I will open the floor for questions later. Okay, if you have any questions, you can prepare. But before I open the floors to the questions, I would like to pass the mic to the youngest panelists in this discussion, and also from the international perspective. All right.
Yeah, I would like to follow up actually on what you just mentioned, the issue of connecting to people and to organizations. And within the 2.5 years throughout which I'm working with SDGs, I've noticed one thing, that people, especially young people, usually underestimate the power of simplicity. It is as simple as it is. You just go, you just say, I want to engage, I want to volunteer, I want to try. And usually no one says no. And with this small step, you actually kickstart your path, as it was even with me and with a lot of my acquaintances back in Turkmenistan and throughout the Central Asia. It all started with just one single event. We all were without any experience, without even any knowledge on SDGs. Like in my experience, my example, it was that we started volunteering for the British Embassy's Eco Festival, which was something brand new back in Ashgabat, because we didn't have something like this before. And with this, we did very well. They recommended us to other embassies. We volunteered for other embassies. Then with such a portfolio, we got invited to the United Nations capacity building sessions. And step by step with this, you understand that you are taking new skills, you're expanding your knowledge, and you're building yourself. Starting with just one simple step, which you might think is unnecessary or unhelpful. This is not like this. You never know until you try. So this is the thing that I always say to everyone who comes to me and asks, like, how do I start my path? What do I do? How do I become like this? How do I get accepted to some program or some course? Try. You never know, and it never hurts to try.
Yes, totally agree. It is all about trying, and also I give you one tips. In fact, I started to notice, and I hear it from some senior that now they want to send the youth to go and do the pitching. Usually when the youth go and do the pitching and go for ask for sponsorship is much easier to get. Alright, so this is one small tips that become a trend. Alright, is there any questions from the floor? If there is any question from the floor for all the panelists here, I would like to open the floor first. It's not that I have one last questions to all our 4 panelists. Alright, but anytime if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to ask. I have another 12 minutes, so I will utilize, another about 20 minutes, I will utilize this time. My question is, in your experience, one of the best experience that you have into about partnerships, and you see the value of this partnership. Alright, if you can share one, the best experience that you have. Okay, anyone want to start first? And you see that it's very valuable. If we can duplicate it, we can scale it.
I would like to actually share 2. The first one is the partnership for younger generation, for new children, with the corporates, with international organizations, and with government, so with all 3 branches. So together with being an ambassador for SDGs, I'm also a club ambassador for Technovation Girls Project, which is basically the global STEM competition for girls aged 8 to 18 years old, who throughout 8 months of active work develop projects, digital projects, which are aimed to solving social problem related to any SDG. So basically, 8-year-old girls, 8, 10, 12, they develop the startups contributing to SDG solutions. And yes, and actually not, for some reason, not very many people know about that, but the program is fantastic. And when we approach to private sector, telling them about this project, the first thing that they ask is, how? How is that even possible that such fantastic solutions come from children? And the answer is that when you attract partners for supporting these people, they do not have the barriers. They do not know that there can be some obstacles with permissions or from the documents or from any contingency. They don't have these frameworks, they don't have these barriers, and they extend their thinking beyond. So when we collaborate with private sector, they actually recommend us to their partners in international organizations. And through international organizations, we go to government. So that's how, just working with kids, you get partnerships with all 3 branches. And the second partnership, which I would like to mention, is peer partnership on a regional level. So now here we have locals from Malaysia and we have delegates from ASEAN, and throughout this summit, throughout the past 2 days with the capacity building that we've had with SDG agents, we've seen that this energy that comes from different cultures, which can be related or can be not, it actually motivates and gives new strength to embark on the journey, to start new initiatives. And that's what happens when peoples with the same mindset meet, be it from the other part of the world or from the neighboring countries. So the same example with me, we do this on a Central Asian level on climate change. Central Asian plus 3 more countries, which are Azerbaijan, Hungary, and Turkey. so total of 8 countries. We never knew each other, but once we met, we're now in touch every day, working on 2 projects right now. Gonna present them soon, so this is how it works. The energy just drives you.
Wow, thank you, Sapar. And you also reminded us about the partnerships is not always like sponsor and beneficiary. It can be a peer partnership, it can be a regional partnership, it can be so many types of different partnership. All right, Max, yes.
Yeah, I just want to, but since Sapa reminded me of one of, I'm going to share 2 as well, but one of it is really talking about children, because we always put that as what children can do. I mean, it's, you know, like the young age. Back in 2019, I have a privilege to work with NGOs called Be My Protector. They are the one that advocates to fight against human trafficking, as well as the Selangor governments also play in part. The program is really open out for kids aged 8 to 13-year-old to combat, tackles the real issues they face in these 3 areas: cybersecurity, cyberbullies in a way, in the area of inequality and pollutions. So imagine 8 to 13-year-old, how much can they know about this? First of all, it was through the entire, I came in more so bringing from the design thinking perspective, empowering them. So learning through what is the insights of they can get, imagines the ideas, and create prototypes and solution. But the beauty of it was, there was about close to 70 students, and they came from both public and private schools. You put them in together as one groups, public school, private school, merging together from different states, and it's a beautiful pictures of just creating solution for the challenge they face. So that was one of it. I have great privilege and always look back as an amazing experience. One of it, if you don't mind to share, it's really something that in the pipeline, and I have also great privilege to work with Mr. Edison, sitting here. And Edison is actually from Matrade. If you know, Matrade is a Malaysia external trades corporations, and it's great persons, especially in the area of sustainability. So we are kind of a creator of what we call Impact ESG. It spells as IMPAK ESG. What it means is it's like look at it as a navigator to help corporates and different entities to put a navigation, like a ways to how do you maneuver your sustainability excellence. So with that, we actually have mobile apps on Impact ESG. Soon, hopefully, we'll be able to partner with, let's say, on the My SDG, APPGM, way forward, as a way to be able to put a tools. You know, we're talking about tool set, beyond just a skill set and a mindset, but the tools that are able to accelerate the impact together. So I think with all means, you know, beyond just generation, target group, but also technologies, ideas that will help bring that forward. Yeah.
Thank you, Max. One thing I always learned from Max is that beyond the passion, like how to keep things sustainable is actually you have to support with your skill set, tool set, and a systematic thinking. So it's not beyond, passion is important, it keeps us burning. But this fire will go on one day if you're always knocking on the wall, you do not know how to do things properly, you feel that you are not competent of doing it. And for sustainable perspective, I think we have to start embrace in the not only mindset, but also the skill set and the tool set. All right, Yoshi?
From my side, a bit different on the partnership. It's more like a tripartite relationship, and I act as like a bridge between this relationship, connecting those 2 parties together. So how actually we partners together, because I work in a financial institution, so we actually target some of the universities or secondary schools at the moment to provide financial knowledge to these students, because maybe in the unis or maybe in the secondary schools, financial knowledge, we are rarely being touched about it. So actually, like, I graduated from university, so I bring my connection back to the university so that we can actually have a partnership with the universities to have this kind of education to all the uni students. And of course, it's a partnership between company, me and our so-called like a licensed financial consultant for them to provide the correct financial knowledge. And I think towards the point it becomes very meaningful is that the university realized the importance of it, and actually they signed a MOU together with my company, and we act as a bridge in between these kind of partnerships, and that's where it's kind of impactful for me as well. And then we are looking forward to bring more, not only to universities, but maybe to secondary schools or primary schools, that we can bring, first of all, to have this kind of knowledge bring down to them, and also impact in their future life as well.
Thank you, Yongxing. One thing I learned from Yongxing is, I feel that she able to carry what she has invested in the past, regardless of the knowledge, regardless of the experience or the network. It's very important. I always believe that times will not pass just like vain. You invested it, right? Carefully and also carefully. You care about it. You care about every moment that you have invested. Even like be a volunteers in a summit. You can just be a volunteer and pass by, come here, sit and walk. Okay, 打酱油，中文讲打酱油。Okay, not many Chinese here. It's like just tokenize to be there. But also, if you can embrace with this opportunity, build the partnership, learn a new skill, gain new experience, and you carry it in your next task, next level of life. This is the beauty of accumulations. All right, so Mr. Silence.
All right. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I'd like to narrow down to one of the terms that maybe some of you all have heard, public-private partnership. Have anyone heard about it? So I have a very success story of when I started this 3 years back, how we work with government agencies, youth organizations, corporate, and also international organizations who come together, and we have managed to raise, in these 3 years, I managed to raise for this particular program 1.3 million with this private partnership concept under IYC with the tax exemption. But beyond that, it's not only about the fund, it's why the program is sustained for these 3 years. We have reached out to almost like 2,200 students, primary school students, even up to Borneo, Sarawak, deep into Kapet. So this year we are actually engaging with the students from Bintulu. So how these 4 entities come together, and we managed to have a sustainable program which got an approval from the central agencies, the education ministry, from the international bodies who aggregate the certification for the students. So the program actually is a very simple program. It's a international certification program for the primary students who involved in that for the 6 months. They will enroll in the program for 6 months, and they will be guided in terms of how to be excel in co-curriculum outdoor activities. So they will get a PJSK marks from the KPM, and also international certification from the UK. Okay, so that's one of the partners who actually aggregate the program. So because of the international aggregation, the KPM have given approval for us to go into all the schools nationwide. So throughout past 3 years, we have entered into about almost like 50 schools, including the Sarawak. This year we got funded from private organization from Sarawak, who particularly want the program to be run in Bintulu and Kapit. And just to share, last year they have funded us 100,000 to approach 100 students from rural area. I went there, and the students actually coming school by boat. Very much different from this Melanjung, where they be easy everything. And the welcoming of organizing the program for the students is totally different. I have personally experienced how the students from rural area welcoming such program, because they never been get opportunity to access to international platform, certification, on all kind of things. So, and then the corporate companies are looking into how they actually, the money their CSR fund can be spent for a valuable program and appreciated by many people, not only the student, the school, the parents especially, and then the stakeholders that involved in the program. So this is the added value that we bring into this program, where we can actually advise the school how when we do the impact study at the end of the program, we come up with a report. Okay, a part of the success of the program or the progress of the program, we have encountered so many issues, which the students never shared to anyone. Family problems, personal issues. In fact, some have trust issues. They involve in at these young ages. They're exposed they're exposed to the environment. We used to go to rural schools, so they exposed this kind of environment where they are not realized it's actually because they are into the community. After school, they're back to the community. So we have to encounter how we can actually come up with the intervention, additional intervention program to support them, to come out from the issues. And we have few cases we have highlighted to the school. In fact, some students not even capable to write their own names. And we have encountered through this program. So what I can say that when I designed this program, from the module that we get from the UK, first we didn't get the support from the big giants. I don't want to mention which giant. But when we go to the small organization, yes, they are ready to support. But what they are looking at, what are the value they're getting? We are ready to give you fund. And to add it on, this year, after the completion of program, they immediately give us check within 1 week. For last year, they give the check for this year's program. The corporate company in Sarawak, okay, you do in my parliament now. So they also promise us to give another additional fund for next year. That means I had no need to approach them. But what they're looking into is the value that they're receiving, the feedback they respond from the target people that they want to help. So this is what we are looking into it. And so on, the government agencies. When I'm talking about policy-driven, this is a policy-driven project because it's aligned with the KPM, Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Because this year, if you notice, KPM is focusing on obesity. They have released data, they presented in parliament. So what I have done this year, for this year's project, I added one of the slots specifically for awareness on obesity, and we bring doctors and also dietitians as a speaker into the program. So we got a nationwide approval from KPM. So this is what I mean when we can know what our stakeholders are looking forward, and we align our programs align with their direction. For sure, we'll get the support. And this year we got another $500,000.
Money,
yeah, $500,000 from the central agency to support this program, reaching out to 1,000 students. And we are going to start the program this month. So this is some of the success story, how I actually managed to, enhance from year to year, where I understand the needs of the partners and the stakeholders, so we can actually deliver policy-driven and impactful programs. Something that I can share to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Silan. We'll give a clap to Silan for many works that he has done. And it's true enough that every organization, they have their focus. Value-driven is important, policy-driven is important. Small organizations, they are looking different things, while big giant funder, they are looking to perhaps your audit report, your past impact report, etc. We are playing a different field. And therefore, it's very important in order to have a sustainable partnerships is to understand who you are playing with. Okay, who are you working together, and what matters to them. And also one thing that I would like to encourage a lot of people who always feel that there's no money for activities. I would say that is not the truth. Right? If people, Dr. Wan at the back is saying, yeah, all right. APPGM is also one of the funding distributor. So we get the fund from MOF, and we have to monitor and distribute the fund. At the present moment, we have about 1,300 projects across the country. But the crucial enough is not about do not have the money. Sometimes the grant is already there. The problem is we do not have the capable solution providers and accountable solution providers. Sometimes the money given, you may not get the impact that you want. That is the crucial part. And therefore, I deeply encourage that everyone of here who are looking into the partnerships that we have to build our capacity. It's not so much as whether the money is available or not. I tell you, you just go to ngo.com There's so many grants every day. I receive many grants opportunity daily to my email box. But whether we have enough attention to fill up the form, enough capacity to implement that, that is very crucial. All right? Okay, so I have another 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes. Then maybe I just pass the mic to all our panelists for one last word that you want to say about this way forward. All right, a way forward. So what is our way forward in terms of waving the partnership in accelerating SDG with you and youth? All right, Sapa, over to you.
I would say that we should start weaving partnerships again, peer-to-peer. After the summit, we don't get lost. We don't lose the contacts of each other. We stay in one community. We have the platforms. We have the people who build our capacity. We have these people who can navigate us through the further processes. So this is how you weave partnerships with each other. No need for looking straight into the parliament or into the ministries. Start with simple. Build partnerships with your fellows.
All right, build partnership with your fellows. Song.
I think for me, I would like to sum up. Excuse me. So I think everyone have to remember that you yourself, you have the power. You are the catalyst, you are the connector, and you are the collaborator itself. So remember that, you know, we are not just participants, we are partners together.
You're not just participants, you're partners together. Huh, Max?
I think for me, it's just to end with all of us will move towards the future. In fact, the next second is our future, right? But it's important to honor our future. It's more important is to co-create that future together. You know, we can be individual, move towards that, but when you think about co-creating together with the next generation, think about who can be in place strategically in designing a future that matters. I think that's play a very key role to move towards a future that not defined just by the world, but defined by you towards an impact-driven one.
Wow, so the way forward for the impact-driven futures is co-curated. All right, Mr. Silan?
Yeah, if you ask me, I will tell that partnership is no more an option. Everyone should know that partnership is a necessity. If everyone understand, every entity understand that we need to work together, no matter your government agencies, organizations, or corporate, or even individual, everyone have to come together because everyone have their own expertise, knowledge, their experience. When we put together, we can do a much more better works in future. So I always will share something which I carry, a tagline which I carry: connect, collaborate, and celebrate. Okay?
Connect,
collaborate, and celebrate. I always,
Awesome.
every time I collaborate with someone, I always will have a celebration with them because every success needs to be ended with celebration. But that will be empower you to do more. So I think you all can use that. If you think, if you need any boosters to why you need to have a partnership, people have to understand why we need to connect. I like to connect with people. I always like to networking, look for opportunity. When I first met Zoya, first thing I asked her, how we can work together. Same thing goes to everyone. And then, how we can actually celebrate. After you have a success, you need to celebrate with your stakeholders so that they will have an understanding how this thing actually made in place. Today, I believe, tonight, the celebration will be there.
Yes!
Right? So, right, thank you.
I would just want to say that tonight, so thank you very much. We connect, we collaborate. So we have done, we collaborated for these panel discussions. And the next is celebration during our Utopia night. So are you all joining? Are you all joining? Are you joining? Yeah! Okay, I like your foresee. So remember that now we are working together today. The friends here are the friends in the community. Everyone have bringing unique resources. And APPGM SDG and also my SDG is ambitions, and also we work forward about this way forward model, which is connecting everyone who care about youth development, who care about SDG, to be the partners together. Alright, so stay in touch. Tonight we are continue to connect, collaborate, and celebrate. Thank you very much to everyone here who attended these sessions and all the panelists.